Well, the High Court in Johannesburg has postponed the pre-sentencing proceedings of the murder-accused Ntuthuko Shoba. Shoba briefly appearing in court this morning, and his defense team asked for a postponement, saying the pre-sentencing report is still incomplete. The matter has now been postponed to the 28th of July.
Postponements of this nature in matters like this are not ideal, especially given what's at stake for Mr. Shoba and the other interested parties. So I will expect the matter to proceed with the necessary documents on the 28th of July 2022, and I will need a fairly detailed explanation if a further postponement is applied for.
Well, let's keep the focus on this story. Sentencing proceedings in the Tshegofatso Pule murder case postponed to the 28th of July. If you're just walking in, well, that's the situation this morning. You'll recall that in March, Ntuthuko Shoba was found guilty of premeditated murder for ordering a hit on his pregnant girlfriend at Tshegofatso Pule at the time. Let's get more now from our reporter Linda Mnisi, who is at the court. Linda, good morning to you once again. Reaction from those who had come out to hear these sentencing proceedings.
Yeah, Xoli, so in fact, from what I'm seeing behind me right now, it looks like there is some sort of an address to the public that's gathered outside. You would have seen earlier on the support that came for the family. You know, these gender-based violence activists and members of the economic freedom fighters, you know, coming out to really show support. I just want us to listen in. The EFF's Poppy Mailula currently giving feedback only to the public right now, but I'm seeing they've handed over to Tumisang Katake, who will address the supporters. But let me just bring in at the moment Butlale Mudisane. She is, of course, from the Tshegofatso Pule Foundation. Butlale, thank you so much for your time. Another postponement, it seems, you know, this case is hitting yet another snag, 28th of July, as the foundation, really. What do you make of this?
It's a huge disappointment. And we ask ourselves that, you know what, given that there was a whole month leading to here, what could have been so difficult for this whole thing to be completed? But then again, you know what, we take it with a pinch of salt. These are some of the things that we've become accustomed to. A whole lot of postponements, you know, unnecessary ones, I feel. But then again, I guess we also just have to hang on to the hope that the day will eventually come, and you know what, where we will actually get justice, get closure, and actually start calming down and begin the grieving process. Because remember, it's been 2 years where we haven't been able to do anything, but yet our other work still continues on the side. We still have other victims that we are still assisting as a foundation.
From what I'm hearing from you, this appears to be another delaying tactic, really, from Ntuthuko Shoba.
I definitely think that it's a delaying tactic, because remember how long it took us to literally just get out of the magistrate court. If it wasn't one thing, it was the other. So I guess we would be naive if we expected anything less, if we just expected him to throw in the towel just like that. So it's okay, we're expecting it, but the day will come nonetheless.
All right, Butlale Mudisane, there she is, the spokesperson, or rather from the Tshegofatso Pule Foundation. Let's bring in the EFF's Poppy Mailula. Thank you so much for your time. We know the EFF has been supporting the Pule family. We saw Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi at the funeral of Tshegofatso. During judgment, you were also here. What do you make, as the EFF, of this postponement, also given the fact that you've just buried Hillary Gardi?
We are a bit disturbed about this postponement of today, because looking at the constraints of the resources of the state at this moment, and this postponement, it clearly indicates that there is something in our justice system that needs to be amended and reviewed, because Ushoba has been found guilty, and the pre-sentencing report that was supposed to be prepared by his legal team is not yet being completed. That is a bit of a delay, and that is putting strain in the family, because for the past 2 years they've been going through this date each and every time, coming to court and reliving everything. What we are pleading as the EFF to the government and to the justice system is that the Pule family needs closure on this matter. So we want the magistrate and the judge to move swiftly into this case so that everybody could get justice. And we are also condemning gender-based violence, especially with what has happened to one of us, Hilary Gadi. May her soul rest in peace. And we also want to say to all the families that are experiencing gender-based violence, we're saying we are with you during this dark hour, and we shall conquer and fight femicide and GBV. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is the EFF's Poppy Mailula. They're giving us their reaction to, of course, that postponement that we heard in court today. The Tshegofatso Pule Foundation also telling us that it seems as though this is yet another delaying tactic coming from Ntuthuko Shoba. In fact, Bukhali there making reference to things that happened in the lower court, the magistrates court, where we saw a number of postponements, also changing of legal teams. But also another important aspect of this, the family saying also that they understand this is how the criminal justice system works, that Ntuthuko Shoba needs to be given enough time. But it seems also that they are not deterred. They've been coming to court from day one to seek for answers, and you see them wearing these orange overalls from the time that the judgment would be handed down. The message has been clear that they're calling for harsher sentences. You go on the Tshegofatso Pule Foundation Facebook page and social media platforms, the message is one message: a harsher sentence for Ntuthuko Shoba. Of course, we haven't been able to also get a sense from his legal team, because they haven't really been speaking to the media clearly in terms of what exactly informs their level of ill-preparedness, if there's such a word. They haven't been speaking to the media for the longest of time. I think the last time